And moving into our final topic of the day, we have a little bit of levity to, raise your spirits. Some fun ideas get tossed around, some rumor mill stuff starts up, and we just got to toss in our opinion because that's what you guys are here for. Um, Donovan Mitchell has apparently decided that it's a little harder to get over the whole Rudy Gobert intentionally treating a plague, like a joke and putting his teammates, his loved ones, everyone else at risk. And it seems like he might not be, willing to stay long term with Rudy Gobert. So that kind of tossed up the opportunity of, would the Bulls be interested in Rudy Gobert or Donovan Mitchell? I know this topic's Donovan Mitchell, but I want to toss them both out there because I don't know. It's the Jazz. If I had to pick and choose one to keep, I know who I would take. But we'll start things off with Donovan Mitchell. What would it take would the Bulls be interested, and what would it take for them to pick him up?
Well, absolutely, the Bulls would be interested. It's Donovan Mitchell. If any player like Donovan Mitchell becomes available, you should be interested. If not, you're doing a bad job.
But we've already got our two guard of the future in Zach LaVine.
No, fuck off with that shit. I mean, come on. Donovan Mitchell's younger. He's a better player. He's 23 years old. When those guys come available, still on their rookie deal, you don't pass those up. I understand Zach's only 25 and just recently turned 25, so he's not too much older than Donovan Mitchell is. September 7th, 1996 for Donovan Mitchell, March 10th, 1995 for LaVine. But also there's more miles on Zach LaVine, 6 seasons compared to 3 now for Donovan Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell doesn't have the injury run that Zach LaVine does. I think that if Donovan Mitchell becomes available, the Bulls need to call immediately and try to get him. That's a building piece. That's a future star on your team right there. And that's a guy that can take you into the Arturas Karnisovas era in Chicago. That's a guy that you need to go out and get. If you're looking for a superstar to come Chicago, you go out and trade for one. And Donovan Mitchell is a superstar. And if they are going after and trying to look for that star, Donovan Mitchell absolutely should be on their radar, and they should be attacking him if he becomes available.
Ricky, I mean,
for me, I get what Sean's saying. If we're going to trade for Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine might have to be involved, but I would not want to trade Zach LaVine for Donovan Mitchell. I don't see how Donovan Mitchell makes us that much better than Zach LaVine.
Do you think Donovan Mitchell is that much of a better player than Zach, or do you think Zach still has the ability to keep growing and even though in age toss out the window?
I think some truth of what Sean said in our first segment comes in, where when Sean said you don't know how this team works, and I was like, well, yeah, you got to get rid of Boylan anyways. Well, when it comes to the actual roster, this roster isn't bad. We don't have to nuke anything. To me, we just need a general out there that can put the troops in the right situation, and I wouldn't want to basically sell everything for Don Mitch, which I feel like the price may be too high. Hell, the price for Rudy Gobert apparently in the one trade that we read off before we even started the fast break was acidine. Otto Porter, Lowry, clutch, and a first for Rudy Gobert, and what was it, Ed Davis?
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's insane. Asinine to me. The other one that I'm looking at here is someone put on Trade NBA. Gobert to the Bulls for Porter Jr. and a first. That one, okay. Then I can still try to trade Lowry maybe for a first. So, like, that one's a little bit less. But I feel like, the question is, what's going to be the price for Donovan Mitchell? And B, before we can even get to the Jazz. Who would you rather move on from, Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert? Because you don't have to trade Donovan Mitchell just because he's unhappy. You can trade Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, The Athletic describes their relationship. The Jazz have already begun working on the Gobert-Mitchell relationship, but sources say Mitchell remains reluctant to fix what might be broken. It doesn't appear salvageable, one source with knowledge of the situation said. There's hope that the relationship will improve over time, and the fact that there could potentially be a lot of time to sort things out could work in Utah's favor.
I'd be really upset, too, if you gave me a disease that could have possibly killed me.
Yeah, I mean the question is, I mean, obviously Gobert versus Mitchell, but is it really a question? Because the answer is easily Mitchell. He's 23 years
Yeah.
old, and he's an offensive guard, and those are more important than the best defensive big in the league, because
Who's been
defensive
played off the
bigs,
court in the
yeah,
playoffs.
defensive bigs don't mean you're going to be performing when it matters. I mean, the guy who's going to be scoring the game-winning shots are going to be Donovan Mitchell over Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
You're gonna be looking at Rudy Gobert late in the game to get you back in scoring, or to hit a big shot. Like Donovan Mitchell is the cornerstone of that. Now they might push out Rudy Gobert, which obviously might lead to more issues down the road in Utah because you're giving up your second best player. But if Donovan Mitchell doesn't want to be there, if Donovan Mitchell just forces his way out, he wants a fresh start, and he does become available, then they won't have to choose, and Donovan Mitchell will make that choice for them. So it depends on them working this out. If they feel like if Donovan Mitchell feels like they are too much in love with Rudy Gobert, he might just be like, "Fuck it, I'm out." If you guys don't want to play with it, he might give him an ultimatum. I don't know how serious it is, but yeah, I think that if the Jazz are choosing, they're choosing Mitchell, but I think they're hoping for both staying and them fixing this out. But if the question is Gobert or Mitchell, I don't think it's really a conversation. It's Mitchell.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think it's fair. I agree that Donovan Mitchell is their face of the franchise. He is the guy to move forward with 100%. But it was just kind of like a fun thing of like, hey, if they're gonna stick to their guns and he sticks to his guns, I wonder if he would become available, and if he would, how much would it take to get him out of there? And I got to think that asking price got to be like for the Bulls. It would be this year's first. It would be Levine. It would be probably cap fillers.
I got
a trade
deal.
machines.
I got a deal. Levine, Dunn, and 2 firsts for Mitchell, Clarkson, and Ed Davis.
Well, Dunn is he's up, so we'd have to re-sign him.
So is Clarkson, but I mean, right now the year isn't even over.
Yeah, but you can't. We can't do you can't trade him right now, anyways, because trade deadline's over.
I'm just throwing out what trade machine is allowing me to do.
Okay.
That's the type of deal that needs to be worked out. You need to include more money because Levine's making $19 million and Mitchell's still on his rookie deal making $3 million. So there's a huge cap difference there that you need to be made up. That needs to be made up in some way, and they're not going to be going out and trading Rudy Gobert with Donovan Mitchell as he doesn't want to go there. Mike Conley's making $32 million. Boyan's making 17. I don't think they want to get rid of Boyan. And then you do have Ingles available. He's making $11.9 million, but I don't know if they'd be too keen on moving away from Ingles. So at least, I'm just trying to figure out cap that would work.
Yeah.
That would work. And I think they do have to at least sweeten the pot a little bit. The Bulls do, because Levine for Mitchell doesn't make any sense. So I think you'd have to obviously include a pick at least, and at least Dunn gives you, if you're trading away Clarkson, you can at least have Dunn to be a backup guard.
Fair enough. I think we should probably jump into the more realistic option then, and that is Rudy Gobert becoming potentially available and shopped around 2 other teams. Do you think that the whole situation has made his value league wide pretty low though? Like, how much has that impacted how much another team would want to have him?
It depends. Don Mitchell, I completely understand where he's coming from because he got coronavirus from Rudy Gobert. But let's say I play for the Bulls. Am I going to be as strongly upset about that as Donovan is? Or am I going to be like, hey, you know what? It was a shitty thing to do. He's in the wrong. But, hey, it's something that he's said he's learned from. Like, people can grow and change as people. Like, are people of other teams, players of other teams, going to be as strong about it as Don Mitchell was? Because Donovan Mitchell's in the middle of it.
I mean, Gobert is a guy that is just like us, probably didn't know much about this virus and didn't know the severity of it, didn't know how it spread, didn't know that you could be asymptomatic. I mean, he probably didn't know the severity of it, and he screwed up. I think he knows that. And I don't blame Mitchell for feeling this way. And I don't know if he'll have impacts on how players view him. But the thing I do wonder is, if Gobert gets traded, we don't know a ton about this virus. What if Gobert still has like symptoms, or he's still a carrier, and that just passes along to the Chicago Bulls, and then the Bulls are all COVID out. Like that's the thing that we don't know about this disease is like when people fully recover, I think they are immune to it, but I don't know if it
they actually
makes
had another repeat case.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I mean,
it seems to be very hit or miss. I would not say they're immune.
I heard yesterday that you can contract it through your eyes. So apparently you can.
Any fluid, basically.
One of my coworkers was wearing eye goggles, like Horace Grant specs.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, you can get COVID through your eyes. I was like,
well, yeah, if you're not rubbing, if someone's not going into your eyes or you're rubbing your eyes.
If they're breathing at you. I mean, that's now I keep touching my eyes. Thanks, Sean.
Stand 6 feet away.
I'm fine. I've been in my house.
Yeah.
No, but even if you're 6 feet away, cough can travel 6 feet, Ricky.
Well, that's the recommended distance.
Thank you, Ricky. I haven't been around in the past 4 months.
Sean woke up from a coma. It's like, what's COVID, baby?
Yeah. No, but I do wonder if that's a worry with NBA teams that would Rudy Gobert then be able to contract this to other players if they were healthy. I don't know, but Gobert he's an addition to a team that obviously would improve a team, but I wonder where the Jazz value him at and if it's where the league values him at, because how valuable is Rudy Gobert in this league? Because he might be the best defensive player in the league, but he also is extremely limited when it comes to making his own offense. He's very good at setting screens. He's very good at setting up and getting into position off of rolls and trying to find spaces in the lane to be open and take high percentage shots. I had a 70 true shooting this season. But still, there have been times, and you alluded to him in the playoffs, that he gets played off the floor. So in this space and pace and fast, high tempo offense in this league, does Rudy Gobert have that much value, and how much is that value? Probably a little bit more than Capella, but he's also making more money than Capella, which is a little bit of an issue.
What's his current contract at?
25.8.
Ooh, that is a pretty high number.
Yeah, so I mean, you're kind of looking at like Steven Adams territory in that contract. Obviously, a better player though.
Yeah, so it's fair to say. I mean, high contract, high production in the regular season. Potential maybe in the playoffs. We'll see. I mean,
after this, he's only got 1 year, and then he's a free agent in 2021.
Oh, well, I think that changes it then. So yeah,
and that's what Sam said in Twitch chat of like. The reason why Gobert is probably not worth our first this year is because he's an expiring contract. Why would I give up a top 10 pick this year for someone who's going to be expiring?
Would you move on from Lowry, Markkanen, and Otto Porter?
Yes. Like the trade that we threw out there of Otto, Clutch, Lowry, the players aren't the problem. To me, the pick is the problem. Like if the pick wasn't involved, I'd be like, fuck it, I'll pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Have Wendell and Rudy in the low post. Like, fuck yeah, give me that. I just want to keep my top 10.
Yeah, and actually have Wendell roam and shoot like he was in college.
Yep.
I agree with that. Like, I mean, if that's the offer, I would obviously take it from the Bulls. But I mean, is that enough for the Jazz? Right? Like, I mean,
Otto Porter healthy, dynamic.
Lauri Markkanen isn't that good. And even when he's good, he's not that healthy.
Here's the thing, we always have the conversation about
he was good with Fred, right?
What are you gonna play him at the 5? Where are you playing?
No comment. Good call. I mean, he's not a rim protector. He's not nearly strong enough to bang down low.
You gonna bring Derek Favors back? Bring Derek Favors back. Have him be your 5, and then Markkanen at the 4, Boyan at the 3, Mitchell at the 2, Conley at the 1, and then Jingles off the bench.
Yeah, I mean that's not the worst lineup, because that way Mitchell abuses the lane a lot, and having Lowry spacing out there is still pretty nice. So
Otto Porter off the bench.
They would again be a sick team.
A Jingles Porter 1-2 off bench.
I'm not saying that would be my favorite bench in the league, but
I'm kind of excited about
that would be my favorite bench in the league. I think that's the problem though. At the end of the day, is like, if we gave up all of that without the pick, I'd probably be okay with it. But then what do the Bulls look like? It's what, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, draft pick, Wendell, Gobert. right? That's,
Mm-hmm.
so if we get 7, is it an Isaac Okoro, a Devin Vassell, a Patrick Williams if he jumps,
A guard, whether it be Killian Hayes if he falls.
a point guard could be an option too. That's fair. So I don't know. I just wonder. I guess again, we all know this is kind of nonsensical anyway.
But my thing is, like, the whole point is this is an opportunity for the Bulls, right?
Yeah.
And Karnisovas is trying to make a statement in Chicago. And my whole thing is, like, the Bulls missed out on Kawhi, they missed out on Paul George, they missed out on LeBron, they missed out on AD, they missed out on Kawhi Leonard.
How do we get a local guy just refused to come
when
here?
he was going to Toronto? I'm just saying, if a star like Donovan Mitchell is making himself a bit available, or causing issues, and he might be available in some way because he doesn't want to play with Rudy Gobert, the Bulls shouldn't wait. Like, you need to go out and attack this. Every NBA team should, but the Bulls specifically, and Karnisovas specifically, he should make the most aggressive offer possible, because you're getting a star on this team, and that's what you need to start this rebuild. If you want a clean slate, you also need a clean slate with the players, the head coaches, and the front office. And I think Mitchell gives you a clean slate to build around.
Ricky, what would Kobe White, Donovan Mitchell backcourt do for you?
Say that one more time. My Donovan Mitchell, Kobe White.
What would a Kobe White? Yeah.
The problem with that is the trade that I was coming up with, because, like, when you think about the contract for Donovan Mitchell, the other thing that makes it a little bit hard to trade him is his contract so low.
Right.
So, like, I was thinking of more like a Lowry Kobe White deal. Like, I would add Kobe to the deal to trade for Don Mitch, to have Don Mitch and Levine. Give me 2 veteran guards back there rather than a veteran and a rookie.
How would that work?
And I think that may be more intriguing to the Jazz because they already have Mike Conley locked down. And if Kobe White, he's got point guard skills, but he's more of a 2, I think that might benefit the Jazz a little bit better. I think a Donovan Mitchell, Levine backcourt gives us the veteran leadership in that backcourt that we need. And I think that Donovan Mitchell would be the main point guard, the main ball handler, but you can also have a ball handler in Zach LaVine if needed. It can kind of be like a 2-headed dragon. We can hit you with either one, and it would just be up to the head coach, in
Ricky,
my mind.
There's no way that LaVine is going to be on this team if Donovan Mitchell is on this team. There's no way a trade package works out. No, there's no way. Why would the Jazz not ask for Zach LaVine on a trade?
Because Kobe White, Markkanen, and 2 firsts.
Basically.
Is that something you want to give up?
I mean, if I'm getting Donovan Mitchell, it depends on how much you value Zach. And I personally like Zach. So I'm going to try to keep Zach. I'm not selling Zach. I don't think that he's the problem with this team. Like I said, the problem with a Donovan Mitchell deal is that he will be a $5 million contract next year. Yeah. And even if I started in Lowry and Kobe White, we're already at $10 million. Yep. So it's like, what other deal can you add? Ed Davis, he's up at the end of the year. The only deals I can add to this to give some meat to try to trade is Joe Ingles. Don't think they trade him. Boyan, they're not going to trade him. Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert. If you're trading Don Mitch, you're not going to trade Rudy Gobert. Everyone else is like Tony Bradley, 1.9. Georges Niang, 1.6. So you're just adding a bunch of those type players to try to bump up that cost. Right. And if I'm the Jazz, I'd take Lowry, Kobe 2 firsts for Donovan Mitchell and a bunch of $2 million and less players that are on this team just to fill up cap room.
That's actually a fair question.
I don't know if I'm taking that deal.
Because Zach's even more. Zach's $19 million. So you gotta.
Yeah.
If I'm getting Zach, you're gonna be giving me more. You're gonna have to give me Jump and Joe.
No, I know. Yeah. The contracts are an issue. That's why I threw in the Jordan Clarkson deal and that thing. But the issue then is just that the Bulls might not be able to get Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
That I think is a reality.
Yeah, that I think is the reality.
Yeah. But if I'm the Bulls, I would rather have Levine over Mitchell. And if it costs Levine to get Mitchell, I would do it.
Yeah. If my choice is between shipping Kobe White or Zach, I'm shipping Zach 10 times out of 10. I just don't know that. Look, I like Zach, but I think Kobe White can be better, and that's what I would stick to.
Well, and even then, Kobe White can be better, but also Kobe White and Lauri Markkanen, they might be able to get you. You might be able to get a better return, from a different team, because I don't see Lauri Markkanen fitting with the Jazz at all. I don't see that being a fit for them. He doesn't really scream a Utah Jazz to me. So I would think that.
I mean, he's
you
not
would then
from
explore
the
that
USA.
package.
Clearly, that's the
else.
answer. They've got international players.
What?
They're an international team, the Utah Jazz.
Who?
But they're not the
Why
San
would
Antonio
Markkanen
Spurs.
Because he clearly got international heritage.
Yeah, he's like Jumping Joe Boyan. Is that what you're going with?
Yes.
Rudy Gobert, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
French.
Yep.
I
See?
didn't want to make another David Blatt mistake where I said
I think
someone's
he's the
got
Parisian
European
nightmare,
ties, but they're
right?
born here in America.
Oh, I mean, that's yeah.
Who's the Parisian Nightmare?
I don't know.
I think that's someone's name. Hold on.
TMZ report. Oh God, I got a Twitch chat. Quick shout out. Apparently, there's a TMZ report saying Dak and Zach hosting a birthday party. No, that's great for them.
Jesus.
There's not coronavirus or anything going on right now.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert's nickname is the French Rejection. That's what it is.
There we go.
Or the Stifle Tower.
Yeah, Stifle Tower is one I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sean, the takeaway that you came up with, I think, is great. And the answer
fuck
is
Zach LaVine.
If there's an opportunity out there to get a slightly disgruntled Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert, you take it. Like these are both great pillars of a team. The Bulls are in a position right now, like you said, front office rebuilding. Head coach will soon be fired. We will have a new face, a new sense of energy behind this team. And if you go out and land a splash as big as Donovan Mitchell, I know people might just look, if you're just a stat line watcher and you just see Donovan Mitchell and Zach LaVine, you're like, oh, there's not that much of a difference between them. Watch them play. There's a difference. They're different players. They play very differently. And I think it would be an interesting upgrade if they did consider that route. But at the end of the day, there's a 1% chance. But you know what? Put your name in the ring. See what happens.
I agree.
Ricky, final
Yep.
thoughts?
I am not on the. It seems like both of you are more on the ship Zach out of town. I'm more on back to the first segment. Let's not make any hasty moves. Don't need to trade Zach.
All right. We'll see which way it plays out with Chicago Bulls this offseason. I'm very curious to see as we continue to make new moves, change the face in the front office, and see what additions are going to be made during this very interesting, very unique offseason situation that'll be coming up pretty soon. But yeah, that'll do it for Superfans. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I want to do another shout out to Pat. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Twitch chat, Philly, Sean, Sam, for keeping us company in here. Appreciate it the whole time. If you guys want to be like our patrons, you can check us out at patreon.com/mostfailpodcasts. But this time, all that I asked for, just check out our YouTube channel.
Quick question, because Philly Sean throws it in the Twitch chat. Would you trade Wendell Carter and Thad Young for Rudy Gobert? Sam says if it's Lowry, yes. So I'm assuming Lowry.
I would trade Lowry over Wendell. I don't. Wendell makes me want to think that he can be better, not better, more versatile than Rudy Gobert. So I don't know if I would. It just seems dumb to say no to that, though.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I would rather trade. I don't think I would say no to it, but I would definitely rather get rid of Markkanen rather than Wendell.
Yep. Good question, though. Good question. All right. That'll do it.